Good morning, chat. Ooh. It's a beautiful day here on twitch.tv. So, people have been asking me, Jacob, are you done with the politics? Are you done with the political commentary? And the answer is no. Of course not. Of course not. But I've been busy. I've been playing some video games. You know, I wanted to play some video games, and that's what I've been doing. But anyway, it's time to commentate again. Now, that being said, I have been paying attention. I've been paying very close attention to what's been going on. And to be honest with you, with some of the shit that's been going on lately, I don't even think commentary is really necessary. Okay? However, two things happened recently that I think require my attention, and one of them happened like a while back, a few days ago. But it was the gerrymandering thing in Texas. I want to talk about that because it's, you know, it's fucking ridiculous what is going on with that. Okay, but you know, that'll be a little later. I want to talk about something more immediate, which is Trump, Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, you know, calling the National Guard and deploying them in the District of Columbia. Yeah, this is a move that is really fucked up. Really fucked up. And anyway, we're going to be watching Nuxanor's commentary on it. That's right. Nuxanor has a video about it. Let's go. We're going to be reacting to it. Yeah. Should have already had it pulled up. My bad. Alright, so this video came out yesterday. It is about an hour long. I might not watch all of it. We'll see. But I don't think the conference is that long. But anyway, this happened, I believe, 2 days ago. So yeah, let's get started.
President Trump is holding a press conference literally right now. He's a little late, but he's supposed to start literally now. He is avenging big balls. I don't know the exact context because he never actually tells you what he's going to talk about, but apparently he gave out a pamphlet. He gave pamphlets out to people before taking the stage. It looks like he's cleaning up the streets, baby. It looks like he is militarizing the police to fucking take back their country. So apparently arrested at, you know, this.
Hooray! That's so funny.
For this, with pictures of guns and drugs.
Oh, hey, Donut. Yo, Donut, long time no talk, man. How are you doing? I've missed you. You there, bro? We're gonna turn this up to 1.5. Fuck it. I missed you too. Work and more work. Yeah, man. I know that feel. I need to get to work today. I am gonna pause the stream to do that. I'm in the gig economy. Right now. Although I'm working on getting the job. Where do you work? I do DoorDash deliveries. That's what I've been doing for money. Just a little bit, just to get by. You know? Yeah. Give me a free meal? Can't do that. I don't get any free meals. I get, I believe, if I complete enough deliveries within a month, I get one free delivery. But it's just the delivery fee is waived. So I don't even get free food. It sucks. Fucking DoorDash. Do it one for me. One time. Man, just cook your own food. Just cook your own food. That's what I always tell people. Like, don't eat out. Don't eat out. Don't contribute to this economy. Fuck it. Fuck it, man. But it's just a lot cheaper to like make food at home. So that's why I tell people that. Why does my mic keep blowing out, bro? I'm not even speaking that loudly. I might need to turn it down. It's the same distance from my voice. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know. Oh wait, actually. Oh, that's why. Alright, hold up. I'll mute it while I do this. Alright, there. That should be better. Gotta head back to work, unfortunately, but I'm off the next 2 days. I'll catch you later. I look forward to it, Donut. I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be doing it. Alright, let's get back to this. Let's watch this fantastic video by Nuxanor. By the way, the title of the video is Trump officially has black fatigue. Now, if you don't know what black fatigue is, it is, it's basically when white people be like, I don't like black people, I don't like them, but it's like, it's a slightly less overtly racist ways of saying that you dislike black people. That's it. It's just like, oh, I'm so tired of black people. I'm so tired of them. That's black fatigue. Okay. And it's disgusting. It's gross. Okay. I said it was less overt. It's not even really less overt racism. Like, just say you're superior, bro. Just say you're the superior race. Let's go.
The pamphlet has like
Let's
lists of random people arrested. Lots of youths arrested, it seems. Kind of crazy. Also, it seems like making DC safe and
Yeah, so one thing that is interesting about that, when they're talking about youths, keep in mind that, and off the top of my head, I'm not completely sure, but I believe that for when it comes to the underage population, under 18 population in the District of Columbia, more than 50% of them are black. And a lot of people don't realize this, but DC is actually like a place with with a lot of black people. Obviously African Americans are like 13% of the population approximately, but in DC, 40% of the population is African American, and like I said, a majority of children in DC are African Americans. So just to be clear, when they're talking about youths, they're talking about black people. When another thing is 80% of homeless people in DC are African Americans, and there are a lot of homeless people in DC. So when they're talking about homeless people, they're also talking about black people. I want to be completely clear here. They are going to use these different words. They're going to say children. They're going to say homeless people. We got to stop these, these young, these rowdy teenagers or whatever. We got to like get these homeless people off the streets. They are talking about African Americans. They are talking about incarcerating, children who are African American, homeless people who are African American. That's it. That's what this is.
Beautiful again.
And that's going to be my narrative that I'm spinning here.
In Washington, D.C.
But let's go. Let's see what Nuxanor is.
I'll be real. Ever since Trump made his tweet with the youths in brackets, it really looks like my guy is fatigued. Okay, it does definitely seem like Trump is fatigued of certain attributes of people, specifically the criminal attributes, probably. And I'll be real. This is going to make the internet. So I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. I'm waiting for our president to show up, and it's going to be awesome. A lot of people are going to be mad, and the youths are ending up in bad places. All right, it's going to be crazy. Did you know that 13% of the wizards cast about 50% of the deadly curses?
And we're here for a very serious,
very serious.
Out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly, like we did on the southern border.
Yeah, federalized DC, baby.
Rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam,
yeah, dude.
and squalor.
Yup.
and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're
Liberation
taking
Day.
our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm
Just a
officially
way.
invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public
Ace,
safety
let's go.
in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
and be allowed to do their job properly.
Cook those youths,
And you
baby.
people are victims of it too. You know,
He's
your
right.
reports, and I understand a lot
Oh
of you
my God,
tend to be
dude.
on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed.
Unless you're a liberal, they
And you
will
all know
literally
people and friends of
get
yours
raped
that
despite
happened.
Trump.
And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your
Fuck,
house
man.
where you live and feel safe and go
Oh my
to a
God,
store and
schism.
newspaper.
So the idea that crime is rampant is insanity. And it's insanity because crime is down. Okay, it has been down. It has been going down for many, many years. And by many years, I specifically mean about 4 decades. Okay, since the 70s, violent crimes have been going down. Okay, that includes murder. Now, there was a brief spike in murders across the nation during the pandemic, but since then, they've gone back down. Okay, that has not stopped them from fear-mongering. Oh, there's so much crime. There's so much crime happening. It is so unlikely that you will be the victim of a crime. Like, bro, we're talking about DC. Fix the fucking potholes. Fix the goddamn potholes. Give people free healthcare. That's what people want. Nobody gives a fuck about this. Nobody fucking cares about the... But anyway, the reason that Trump is doing this is just to seize control over the local municipality that is the District of Columbia. A lot of people don't realize this, but the District of Columbia was a place where there was no, like, local government. Okay, like the city was run by Congress. It was run by Congress people. They voted on city ordinances. They, voted on, like, everything. Okay, they ran everything. Trash collection, road construction. But that all changed. I believe it was in the 70s. I want to say it was like 1973, I think. I read about this recently because this shit's been happening the last couple days. But I'm pretty sure it was 1973. Anyway, now there is a local government in the District of Columbia. Trump wants to do away with that, and that is what the point of this is. Okay, he is seizing control of this city. I believe he's going to talk about some other cities that is on his radar that are, targets of his. I want to say it was Philadelphia, I
Buy
think.
something.
It's a
And you
fascist.
don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia,
True.
Mexico City,
Yep,
some
yep,
of the places
yep,
that
yep,
you hear
yep.
about as being the worst places on earth. Much higher.
By
This
the
is
way,
much higher.
it's the number one
The number of car
most
thefts has
violent
doubled over the
capital
past
of a country in the world.
5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled.
So I believe that his source for that was from 2023, which is fucking old news. Okay. I could be wrong about that. Maybe he's talking about a more recent study. But when it comes to, like, violent crimes in DC, again, they were up a few years ago during COVID, and they have since leveled back to their normal rates. Okay, the murder rate has returned to normal, and it is in fact going down year over year. But anyway, that doesn't work for this. Okay, so we gotta find a statistic that helps me do this. So let's just take the one from fucking 2023. Yeah, man, 2 years ago.
In 2023 reached the highest rate.
Yeah. I
I
was right, dude. Yo, pre-watch.
Our capital city is
I believe that I did watch this, by the way. I think I watched this live, like on TV when it was happening, but I wasn't streaming. Again, I haven't been streaming the past few days. So, my bad. I will, return to doing that, and I'll be doing my regular uploads. I'm going to try to do one a day. I may transition to doing 5 a week, because what I want to start doing is making these videos in bulk. I think that would be kind of kind of nice. But then again, I have to stay on top of trends, so maybe that's not such a good idea. I should probably just daily edit.
Those neighbors are guilty!
We'll see.
Roving mobs of wild youth,
God.
drugged out maniacs and homeless people.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Wild
They have to get that
youth.
shit under control.
Anymore. We're not going to take it.
Yeah,
Jail.
man.
Every
just
criminal.
Like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes to our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero.
Right.
I don't know if that's right, but the people
By
that
the
do
way,
the work.
everyone complaining about Trump,
very
that is the
liberal
number
group of
one
people
thing he
actually, they
promised.
actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody
he
thought
kept
a
it.
thing like that was possible.
Oh, 7 swing
And,
states.
you know, when you say
He also promised the Epstein files. Where the Epstein files at? Nux Taco. Where are they at? Come on, man. Oh, Biden. They wrote them. They wrote the Epstein files. They wrote them. Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to stop talking about the Epstein files, although I think that this is significantly more important than Epstein. And this shit is so crazy what's happening here that I think that in a way the Epstein shit is actually a distraction from this, which is insane to think about. But when I talk about this with normies, I don't know how to stress how important this is. Like, how crazy this shit is. He is deploying the National Guard in D.C. That is so fucking bonkers. We should be in uproar about this. This is crazy.
take a look
Anyway.
at numbers, I just saw some charts.
But anyway, like when this shit was when he deployed the Marines in California, okay, like people were like, oh, who cares about that? Like, who gives a fuck? He's just deploying the Marines on U.S. soil. Who cares? Who cares? It's like, I don't know how to explain to you why this is important. Like, it should just be obvious why this is important. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Crazy.
Red is
Washington,
okay.
D.C.
The red is a place called Washington D.C.
Nice place.
Look at these.
Where is it?
Baghdad is
Yeah,
we
Baghdad
doubled
is
up
nice.
on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs.
Heavy drugs.
Mexico City, I mentioned,
Lots of
Lima, Peru,
pussy.
all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so.
He's right.
I don't think so. And I think
it's
the people in
ironic
this
that
room,
it's all the very
if you
blue
look
city.
through, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. DC, 41 per 100,000.
That's
Number
crazy.
one that we can find
That's
anywhere
crazy.
in the
That's
world.
crazy.
Other cities are pretty
41
bad.
were
stuff.
murdered. What the fuck?
That
And
we
they don't even
know
go to jail. They let them
Three-quarters
back on
of
the
the world.
streets. Oh, it's just a youth
Juvenile
guys.
life offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse.
Yeah. It turns out when you
And
don't have
we
a
had
dad at home.
Recent indication. There was a story about a man who was just left. He quit because he was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking into that. But he was asked by the
right.
city, I guess, that we don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going
that's
down.
it. Yeah, the person
And
that the actual
and nobody
stats.
did anything about it. We're going to do about it like you wouldn't believe. Every American has a constitutional right to be able to access and petition their government in safety, and countless federal officials and employees likewise have the right to carry out their jobs in peace without being shot. As you know, I lost a very good person. A while ago was shot waiting for his wife. He was in the car. They robbed his car. They shot him. They killed him like it was
Holy
nothing to
shit.
it. She was walking to the car. It's a horror show. This
Crazy,
issue
man.
directly impacts the functioning of the federal government and is a threat to America. Really.
He's right.
It's a threat to our country.
He's literally right.
We have other cities also that are bad.
Baltimore,
Very bad.
fired.
Chicago.
Chicago.
How bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is.
True.
We have
Yes.
other cities that are very bad.
Yes.
New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland.
yeah, I
There
just
isn't
found
many anymore.
that.
They're so
Probably
far
next
gone.
video on Nuxanor.
We're not going to let it happen.
Baltimore.
We're not going to lose our cities over this.
He's so right. Every single
And
fucking
this will
criminal. It doesn't matter if you
go
look
further. We're
racist.
starting
None of
very
that matters.
strongly with DC, and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say. Days ago, a former member of the Doge staff was savagely beaten
Big
by
balls.
a band of roving thugs after
Big
defending a
balls.
young woman from an attempted carjacking.
Okay, this is the funniest part. This is the funniest fucking part. I'm just gonna let it play.
He was
I'm
left
just gonna,
with
I hope they
blood
show
to
the
his head.
picture.
Yep. I
With a
just showed
broken
that
nose
in
and
my next video.
concussion. Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it.
Fuck, dude.
In June, a 21-year-old congressional intern was tracked.
Okay, that's it. All right. So, for those of you that don't know, Big Balls is, an employee of the government. He works for Doge. He was hired by Elon Musk. And recently, he was out on the town. It was around, I believe it was 3 a.m. And he was savagely beaten by two 15-year-olds. Two 15-year-olds, a boy and a girl, beat him to a bloody pulp because they were trying to carjack him. They tried to carjack him. They beat him up. These are children we're talking about. He was beaten up by children. And now a consequence of this is that the President of the United States of America is deploying the National Guard on Washington, D.C. because two 15-year-olds beat up big balls. You cannot make this shit up.
A former Trump administration official named Mike Gill, fantastic person, was murdered last year in cold blood in a carjacking blocks away from the White House.
Fuck, dude.
We all knew him.
Dude, it's the President of the United States. You can't get your shit together. You got stream.
Waiting for his wife as she was walking.
Don't blame me. It's literally on their side.
To the car. The Democrat congressman was also carjacked at gunpoint not far from the Capitol.
Yeah,
I've noticed that the streaming quality from the White House has been particularly bad recently. There's like a lot of artifacting, and it's weird. It's weird. Like, what the fuck is going on? They can't even do a stream. Like, we're the richest fucking country on the planet. You're in the office of highest honor. You can't set up a fucking stream?
And
like
in
what?
2023, an aide to Senator Rand Paul was stabbed in the chest and head by a demented lunatic as he walked down the street, just absolutely for no reason.
I can't believe the Jews
Horrifically, last July 4th weekend, a 3-year-old girl was shot in the head and killed while sitting in a car near the Capitol. It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness. And we're getting rid of the slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them.
Good.
I know it's not politically correct.
He's right.
You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of
He's
the
right.
slums.
I'm with you.
AVs, motorbikes, caravans of mass youth. Entire neighborhoods are now under emergency curfews. Just this past weekend, gunfire went through, and you saw that the Navy Yard. I saw it this morning. They saw that they fought back against. See, they fight back.
Yeah,
until you
unbelievable.
knock the hell out of them because it's the only language they understand.
I agree
fought
with
back
him.
against.
I agree.
law
Oh my
enforcement.
God, but Trump is so racist. You're being
And,
racist.
I'm
Literally,
gonna
they're
fight
fucking
back.
murderers. It doesn't
I've
matter what race
instructed
they are.
them, told them whatever happens, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face.
Insane.
And then they start.
And we see
spitting
those
in their
clips,
face.
by the way.
And I said, you tell them you spit and we hit, and they can hit real hard.
I agree.
It's a
Absolutely.
disgusting thing. I've watched that for years.
Me too.
For
And you have
years.
retards
Yeah.
like the liberal fuckers.
And they're told, don't do anything, any search. So and you can see they want to get at it.
Yeah, and they show up and they're like,
standing there
defund
and
the
people
police. The
spitting
police are the
in
bad
their
guys.
face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want.
Oh shit.
This dire
Oh,
public
that's gonna
safety
get taken out of
crisis
context.
stems directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way, every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't change it. They don't want to
Damn.
change it. That's what started it
He's right.
in Chicago. I mean, bad politicians started it, bad leadership started it. But
It's
that
the
was
commies.
the one thing that's central: no cash bail. Somebody murders somebody, and they're out on no cash bail before the day is out. And we're going to end that in Chicago. We're
Yeah,
going to change the
he's right.
statute. I spoke with Pam and Todd and everybody. We're going to change the statute, and I'm going to have to get the Republicans to vote because the Democrats are weak on crime.
He's
Totally
right.
weak on crime.
And when you're weak
They
on
don't know
crime,
why.
more crime happens.
They want to stop because they get mugged too. But we're going to change no cash bail. We're gonna
And they're
change the
voting.
statute and get
They
rid of some of
vote for
other
the
things.
Democrats.
I worked
They
with
want
the
the free
Republicans
shit.
in Congress and Senate to vote. We have the majority, so we'll vote. We don't have a big majority, but we've gotten everything, including the great, big, beautiful bill.
Oh my
Got
God,
that
you
done,
can't
and
stop
that's one of the
flexing.
greatest things that's ever happened to people in this country. We're starting to figure it out how good it is. Biggest tax cut in history. So many things. But we'll be able
Yeah,
to get
for the rich. For the rich. Never forget, 17% tax cut for corporations. Okay? Now, that's like blanket. Okay? That's just very clear. Okay? 17%, that's it. Now, for regular people, it's a little more, it depends on who you are. Okay? The most you will get, the biggest tax cut that you will get, assuming that you as an individual get the largest tax cut, it is 4%. 4%. You will get 4% tax cut at most. Obviously, most people won't, see any tax cuts at all. If you're like, a median income or more. But yeah.
get that done so
Yeah.
Todd
Anyway.
and Pam can draw up.
Yeah, imagine
It's
voting
working with
against
the people. I'll get it passed. We'll get it passed with Republicans. Probably won't get, think of this, probably won't get one Democrat vote because they have no idea.
He's looking good today. He's looking better. He's like looking older, but like a few days ago, he looked like dog shit. Like I don't know what was going on, but Trump was looking really rough for a minute there. During the height of this Epstein shit that's been happening, he was looking terrible. Okay, he looks better now, though.
What they're doing. That's why
They're voting against this!
Why they want transgender for everybody.
Bro, they hate Trump more than they support women getting raped.
And
Fucking
They
crazy.
just got walloped in an election.
All 7 swing
They haven't
states.
changed one thing. I
All
saw the other day
7.
that certain gentleman who was very, very well-known politician, Democrat, was fighting like hell that men should be allowed to play in women's sports.
Yeah,
They just don't
retards,
do
by
it.
the way.
They said it's an 80-20 issue, and I think it's a 97-3 issue.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the three are. I've never heard anybody come.
No, it's
nobody's ever
retarded.
come up to me, sir, you have to let men be in women's sports.
No.
You have to do it, sir.
He's
Nobody's
cooking.
ever- I don't know where
No.
it comes from. Never seen anything like it. But they turned
He's
our
right.
nation's capital
He's
into
literally
a
right.
sanctuary jurisdiction. That's the other thing. We have to get rid of sanctuary cities as quickly as possible. We're going to do it, too.
I
We have
agree.
to.
I agree.
Because it's sanctuary for criminals.
He's right.
Releasing illegal alien gang members onto the streets in 2022, nearly 70% of criminals arrested in Washington went unprosecuted. That's not
fucking
going to happen with the
insanity.
group we have.
It's crazy to me how this is like what Americans care about. Like the reason that they keep hitting the trans people in sports is just because it's resonated with people. Like it's fucking worked. People fucking care about that, and it's like it's something that I personally can't relate to because I don't care about sports. It doesn't fucking matter at all to me. I don't care if sports are fair. Okay, sports aren't fair. They're literally never fair. Okay, they're ever. That's kind of the point. Is that there are people who are good at the sport and their skills like give them an advantage. Anyway, or their physiology gives them an advantage. Like sports are just inconsequential when it comes to government policy. And also it has nothing to do with any of this. It has nothing to do. How many fucking trans athletes are there in DC? Are you saving DC from trans athletes by deploying the National fucking Guard?
Clamp down on
And
crime.
the Metropolitan Police
The
Department.
only thing that works.
It's now reached a small number relative
My
compared
God,
to what it was,
dude.
but it's thousands of people. You know, we have thousands of police. I was told today, sir, they want more police. I heard a number 3,500 police. That's a lot of police. 3,500. I thought they were going to say we only have 30 policemen. He said we have 3,500. We need more. You don't need more. That's so many.
I don't know. You need to put criminals away and make sure they stay away. Like the judges just let them back on the streets.
More police. Oh, what do they have? About 3,500. I said 3,500.
It's a fucking army, dude.
This is not a big area. It's ridiculous. What you need is rules and regulations, and you need the right people to implement them. The right people here,
He's right.
I can tell you. Look at the border. Biden said there's nothing you can do. Kamala was the border czar. She never called one of the border patrol agents who were
Good
great.
thing we had
ISIS,
Kamala
never
there.
spoke to anybody. Never went there.
Now she's a
She was the
TikToker.
border czar, and everybody said it was impossible.
No, man. She wrote a book. She's not a TikToker. She's a book writer. Anyway, it's so fucking funny to me when they talk about this shit. Wait, what did he say just a second ago?
I said 3,500.
It's a fucking army, dude.
This is not a big area. It's ridiculous. What you
Yeah,
need-
like, okay, the idea that judges, and I've said this before, the idea that judges are releasing murderers onto the street is just utter delusion. That never fucking happens. It never happens. Okay, the only time that somebody is, let back on the street after being charged with murder is because the state failed to prove that they were guilty. That's it. Okay, a judge who is like, faced with the decision of like putting someone away, they're not going to just like release somebody who did a murder just because. Okay, it is always because of a lack of evidence. That is how our judicial process works. Everybody gets due process, and you get a trial. Okay, you get a trial, and you can plea, and skip the trial. But like a lot of people go to trial, and then you get the evidence. The evidence is laid out. And then, based on that evidence, you're convicted. If you're not convicted, you don't go to jail. That's how it works. It's not like we're convicting murderers and then being like, okay, well, actually, you're free to go. You're free to go. And like, that's the way they make it fucking seem. It's so crazy.
Zero illegal.
So
entering the
crazy to
country
me.
In the last 90 days. Pretty amazing.
Fucking based.
It's time for dramatic action. We're going to do the same thing over here. It's going to be a very safe city.
Oh
person.
my
We're not
God,
looking to 50
please.
years.
This would literally change the
There's a lot of
country.
people die in
This would
years.
change the country. And the Democrats are terrified. Because people would vote for Republicans.
And that's
why they supply the drugs.
We will deliver like
Allegedly.
Nobody's ever delivered before.
Huh?
I actually think it's easy. You know, if you're competent, it's easy. If you're incompetent, it's impossible. But I'm very confident. Last week, my
The Democrats supply the drugs? No, man. No, man. Look, it's not the Democrats. It's the intelligence community. Okay, if we're talking about government, our government, dealing drugs, doing drug deals, it's the intelligence community. It's the CIA. Obviously. Never forget the Contra scandal. Where did all that cocaine go? I don't know. It was a lot of cocaine that went missing. Yeah, who knows? Who knows where it went? And then suddenly, everybody in poor communities was smoking crack just a couple of years later. Yeah, I don't know. That's a head scratcher.
Surged 500 federal agents.
That's a J-Star head scratcher.
Including from the FBI, ATF, DEA, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Secret Service, and the Department of Homeland Security. You know, a lot of nations, they don't have anything like that. They got some.
He's right.
Some police.
He's right. Most powerful
They got
nation
police.
on the planet.
They don't have.
Use it.
The ATF, FBI, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, Secret Service, and Homeland Security. They got
Oh
some
God.
police, but they're rough police, and they do their job. They don't have crime. We're not gonna have crime either. They made dozens of arrests, and that's what starts to happen. Again, cashless bail. Watch what we do with that. Today,
All right.
we're formally
I'm
declaring
waiting.
a public safety
The
emergency.
issue is you
This
need to
an
keep them in
emergency.
jail.
This is a tragic emergency.
He's right.
And it's embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia on Friday. I don't like being up here talking about how unsafe and how dirty and disgusting
Damn.
it is.
Notice how Pete is like swaying a lot. Yeah, anybody else noticing that? He keeps like swaying this way, and he's like blinking a lot. Like are you okay, bro? Do you like blink, blink? Blink twice if you
with graffiti all over the
if you
walls.
need
That's
help,
part of it,
Pete.
by the way, because we're talking about safety, but we're also talking about beautification. We have the most beautiful potential.
He's drunk, by the way.
We always
He's
have.
obviously
People come
drunk.
from Iowa, they come from Indiana, they come and then they get mugged. Not going to happen. Keep coming because by the time you get your trip set, it's going to be safe again.
All
It's gonna
right,
be
we'll
clean very
see.
quickly.
We'll see.
We're going to replace the medians that are falling down all over
God
the
damn.
roads. We're going to replace the potholes. We're going to put a nice new coat of asphalt over the top. No, we don't have to rip the road out and spend 7 years building a new road because they cut everything. Because some
Keep
designers said,
coming.
well, we need a quarter of an inch more turn.
A quarter of an inch, and then you'll come. I'm gonna make you
Do it
come.
right. We're going to get it done quickly. So today we're declaring public safety emergency. The District of Columbia Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment.
All right,
And
we'll
I'll
see.
be making the appropriate
One city at a
notifications to
time.
Congress and
Fix this shit.
to the mayor, our new DEA administrator, who's one of the top in the country. He better be Terry if you're not going to get rid of you so fast.
Oh my God! There's a live threat right in front of
Got
him.
him, most highly recommended person.
If you suck, you're gone,
He'll
bro.
be designated as the interim federal commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Department. Okay? And you run them tough. They're good. You have a lot of good people. You have people that shouldn't be there. You also have people that shouldn't be there. They got in there because of woke.
They got in because of woke.
Those people are the ones that want to help you. This city will no longer be a
my
sanctuary
God.
for illegal alien criminals. We will have full, seamless, integrated cooperation at all levels of law enforcement, and we'll deploy officers across the district with an overwhelming presence. You'll have more police.
Based as fuck.
And you'll be so happy because you'll be safe. And you
Look,
walk
if you're
down
not a
the street,
criminal, you have nothing to worry
you're gonna see
about.
police, or you're going to see FBI
Nothing to
agents,
worry
you're
about
gonna have
if you're not a
agents on the street.
criminal.
You're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed.
Good.
By the way,
Except for World War III, Medicaid cuts. I don't know what else. The military being deployed on top of you. Yeah, you have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear, bro.
Good.
we're gonna have
Literally
national
good.
guard. But Pete
Okay.
Hegseth will tell you about it. We will bring in the military if needed. People say, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's so terrible.
Fascism.
He's gonna bring in the
Fascism.
troops."
Stopping crime. Not on my watch.
I don't think we'll need it. I think we've got so many great people, including the people that are in the police department with proper leadership.
He is
There'll be
literally
massive
deploying the
enforcement
military
operations
right now,
targeting
by
known
the way.
Gangs, drug dealers, and
We're only
criminals
gonna do it if we
all
need
over the
it.
street. Maybe
Yeah,
get out of
man.
the country because a lot of
Yeah,
them
man.
came into our country illegally. They shouldn't have been allowed in. They come from Venezuela. They come from all over the world. We're going to get them the hell out.
Good.
They won't be here long.
Good.
But some of these people, a lot of them are homegrown criminals, and these are bad people.
Bro, someone in my
These
chat
are
is saying
rough
this is
people.
as bad as Jim Crow. You're
This is just a
retarded.
list of some of the people
Every
we're
criminal
gonna
should be in
get
jail,
today.
and
Where
every illegal
criminals
immigrant should be
removed
out of the
from
country.
DC streets this weekend.
Fuck
We're
yeah.
rough and tough, but we're rougher and tougher. Look at these people here. Nothing, they're not going to be your local school teacher. This guy has killed people numerous times.
Oh my God, it's
They're
just
not
like
gonna
Jim
be,
Crow. They're
an
arresting a
asset. They will never
murderer.
be an asset to society. I don't care. I know we all want to say, oh, they're going to be rehabbed. It's not gonna be.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to ask
That's
Doug
not a
Ruggill
very
come up
progressive
in a couple
thing
of
to
weeks
say.
because he's in charge, as you know. He's interior, but he's in charge of the U.S. Park Police, and I've heard so many great things about the Park Police. They're proud of it. They've been there for a long time. Their families oftentimes grow into the roles. They love the country. They love this area. So, Doug, could you say a few words, please?
Yeah, if anyone says that cleaning up the streets is
Thank you, Mr.
racist,
President.
then
On
you're the
behalf
racist.
of the U.S. Park Police, this is the oldest federal police force in the nation. They were formed in 1791 by none other than President George Washington.
Nice.
They've got the awesome responsibility of protecting our nation's
All right,
most
so let's
sacred
start doing
monuments.
that.
The National Mall, Washington Monument, Jefferson
Love
Memorial,
that.
Lincoln Memorial, Statue of Liberty, and out west, the Presidio and the Golden Gate area.
All right.
These folks have tens of millions of visitors a year, the kind of people that President Trump's talking about that come from around the country and around the world to see our sacred and learn about our history and our sacred monuments. They've been doing a fantastic job, but they are so pleased, the rank and file, that President Trump is now allowing them to enforce the law.
Yeah.
As those of you that live in the city may know, that the circles and the triangle parks that are spread throughout D.C. are actually federal park property. So the U.S. Park Police also have responsibility for that. These became littered with homeless camps under the Biden administration. All of you saw that. Since President Trump's executive order on March 27th, making D.C. safe and beautiful again, the U.S. Park Police have removed over 70 homeless camps. And President Trump also talked about beautification. They're stopping and enforcing the laws against graffiti on our monuments. There were 80 specific attacks against our history with graffiti on our monuments. So they continue to do a great job, whether it's in their vehicles, on foot, or on the mounted police that you see around the National Mall. And President Trump, they thank you. The rank and file is so happy to be enforcing the law again. Thank you for your leadership, and they're excited about the announcement you're making today.
Good shit. Fuck yeah, dude.
Could you say something about the military?
Well, Mr. President, it's an honor to be here. And at your direction this morning, we mobilized the D.C. National Guard.
Oh my God.
Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, through the D.C. Guard. You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week. At your direction as well, sir, there are other units we are prepared to bring in. Other National Guard units, other specialized units. They will be strong, they will be tough, and
Good
they
shit.
will stand with their law enforcement
Based.
partners. This is nothing new for DOD.
Yeah, I mean, he's not slurring his words this time. That's an improvement, I think. He sounds quite articulate.
We have 10,000 troops down there who've been operating in defense cooperation areas,
Base.
zones where there's zero illegal crossings.
Oh my
There's
God, it's
troops on
literally
strike
just
units
like
scanning the border.
preventing
We've been
criminals from
protecting
dealing-
other people for 20
Wow.
years. It's about to
Oh
be
my
protected on
fascism.
And we're working with ICE and CBP. In Los Angeles, we did the same thing, working with the California National Guard, working with ICE officers. ICE officers.
Oh my
deserve
God,
to do their
arresting
job,
murderers?
and not be attacked.
That is
We
just
work
like how the
alongside
Germans were
all
killing
DC
Jews.
police
Wow.
And federal law
Wow.
enforcement to ensure this city is safe, this city is beautiful, and as I always say about President Trump to the troops, he has their back. And my message to the National Guard and federal law enforcement in Washington is, we have your back as well. Be
Yes.
tough, be strong, we're right behind you.
Well said, Mr. Hexetzer.
Because she's now, as you heard me say, she's really in charge of a lot of what we're talking about. She's done an incredible job. People are going to start to see the fruits of her labor. And Pam, maybe you could say a few words about what we're talking about here.
All right, Scam Blondie. What do you have to say? There are no
Crystal clear. Crime in D.C. is
I could
ending
never
and
see her without
ending
thinking
today.
about that.
We are going to use every power we have to fight criminals here. President, thank you for caring about our capital. Families come here every summer. Our museums are free. We have the National
That's
Zoo.
great.
We have the National Gallery. D.C. should be a place where everyone can come and feel safe. Behind me, on my side, we have some of the best career law enforcement and prosecutors in the country who are ready to take this on.
Unless you're a
As the
pedophile.
President said,
Particularly
Terry Cole
powerful
is going to
pedophile.
be supervising
We don't
the
care
Metro
about those
Police
guys,
Department.
but everyone
Travis
else.
Rivera,
Whoa,
our U.S.
whoa.
Marshal, is going to be supervising command and control.
Yeah,
the
man.
entire operation. Our Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and I will be working with them closely, along with our great FBI Director, Kash Patel. Kash is going to talk to you in a minute about what we did in Virginia recently with Governor Youngkin. Many of you covered that, and it was tremendously successful. Not only that, our secret weapon here in D.C. is U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro, one of the toughest prosecutors and a former judge. And
Yeah, let's
she
see
is
it
going to be
happen.
talking
Oh my
about
God,
Judge Barnes
everyone gets out of
control
jail.
here and
Everyone.
what she's going to do to fight back. No more crime rampant in our beautiful capital.
Hope so.
No more teenage girls beating a disabled man to death.
Dude, I hope.
No more of that. No
Base.
more drive-bys. We're going to do everything we can.
Yeah, and do
working
this
with
everywhere,
ATF,
by the way.
ATF Director Driscoll and Commander of the Army, we're going to all work together. That's what we all do in this room. We work together. We fight. Do not
shit.
underestimate one person in this room. We're going to make D.C. beautiful. We're going to
right.
make D.C. safe again. One other thing, just a
Standing
few
like
days
this.
ago, the area of the war, Terry Cole reached out to me, not even nightfall, on the weekend, where so many families in tourists go. And guys overdosing from fentanyl on a park bench. In the middle of families around, they administered Narcan and saved his life. No more of
Wow.
that. The President of the United States is going to clean up D.C., and we're going to be there to help.
No more Narcan. No more saving people's lives. That's not a joke, by the way. I know that that's not what she's saying. You're taking her out of context. You're taking her out of context. Technically, that's not what she was saying, but do understand that that is what happened. Look it up. Look it up, man. They cut the there was this initiative to give all not all first responders, or actually maybe all first responders. I can't remember if it was them or just ambulances. But anyway, they wanted to make sure that Narcan was in the toolkit of every EMT, and now they have cut that, so a lot of EMTs do not carry Narcan with them. So in the scenario that she's talking about, if a person overdoses on fentanyl, she's right. That won't be what happens, okay? They will not administer Narcan. They'll just die. They'll just fucking die. Okay, the only place that you're going to be able to reliably find Narcan is in a hospital, probably in the ER. Okay, that means that if you overdose on fentanyl because you took some substance that was laced with it, you are probably going to overdose, and you are probably not going to survive the trip to the hospital. Yeah, so, yeah, when we're talking about protecting people from shit like that, they're not doing that, okay? They're not doing that at all, okay? They're actually killing them. They're actually making sure that they die.
Cash Patel looks like he has a green dildo up his ass, getting ready to go to a WNBA game.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for your leadership, Deputy Attorney General, and the rest of our interagency partners. Mr. President, the following is what happens when you let good cops be cops, and I just want to highlight that before I get into Northern Virginia. This year alone, under President Trump's administration, we've had over 4,000 child victims identified and found.
Crazy.
That's a 33% increase from the same time period last year.
Crazy.
33% increase.
Insane.
We've had a seizure of 1,500 kilograms of fentanyl up to this date. That is a 25% increase since the same time period last year. And just to put it in perspective,
dude.
1,500 kilograms of fentanyl is enough to kill 115 million Americans.
Bro!
115 million Americans. Cops are getting after it. The FBI has arrested
clean that shit up.
19,000 people this year.
Wow,
alone.
dude!
Thanks to President Trump's administration, that's double than where we were this time last year.
Let's up those
And
numbers!
we have also arrested 1,600
numbers!
people who have committed violent acts against children.
Every single one.
270 of them are human traffickers of children.
Bet they're
Mr.
not
President,
rich
what
or on an
happens
Epstein
when
list,
a
but
great
hey, that's a dub.
criminal
We take
criminal
those.
Your administration's priority of protecting the homeland and protecting American citizens and protecting our children.
Sounds
and the
like
murder rates
American
plummeting.
first to me.
We are now able to report that the murder rate is on track to be the lowest in U.S. history.
That is
modern recorded
fantastic.
U.S. history, thanks to this team behind me and President Trump's priorities. And how do we do it? And what are we going to bring to D.C.? What we did in Northern Virginia, thanks to Terry Cole and Governor Youngkin and the team, we stood up a task force out in my Northern Virginia field office, and we said, let's let good cops be cops, let's get them the intelligence and what they need, and let's get the red tape out of their way, and let's get DOJ partnered up with us to bring great prosecutions, and that's exactly what we did. In
Good
1
shit.
month, we arrested 545 violent felons.
Good, not enough.
545
Good.
in the state of Virginia, thanks to Governor Youngkin.
Put 'em away.
And
Forever.
that simplicity in law enforcement is what's coming to Washington, D.C.
Good shit.
When
I
you
mean,
let good
I
cops be
completely
cops,
agree,
you
by
give
the
them
way.
the intel they need. When
The
you work
number
with our
one
Homeland
best
Security
way to
task
stop
force, when you
crime
work
is
with
to arrest
Terry and
criminals.
Gaddy and I go way back to Miami. These guys are great
It's not about
leaders. Respect
socialism
the
giving them more money. Fuck that.
capacities. And when you have the DOJ and President Trump driving behind this mission, we are going to clean up Washington, D.C., and we're going to do it the right way, the lawful way, and we're going to make sure Washington, D.C. is safe again. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Attorney General.
All right. No, honestly, it's literally that simple. It is. Arrest the criminals
So the
and keep them
process
away.
begins right now. It
Good.
actually started over the weekend. We confronted
Now do
a
it in
lot of
every
bad
blue
people,
city.
But it's going to be something that will be pretty amazing to you as you watch it. And I think most of you say it's a beautiful thing to do it right. We're going to be removing homeless encampments from all over our parks, our beautiful, beautiful parks, which now a lot of people can't walk on. They're very dirty, very
Fair enough.
got a lot of problems.
Yeah, problems.
But we've already started that. We're moving the encampments away, trying to take care of people. Some of those people, we don't know how they even got there. Some of those people are from different countries, different parts of the world. Nobody knows who they are. They have no idea, but they're there. We're getting rid of the people from underpasses and public spaces from all over the city. There are many places that they can go, and we're going to help them as much as you can help. But they'll not be allowed to turn our capital into a wasteland
Good
for
shit.
the world to see. The Metropolitan Police Department and the federal authorities will be supported in the effort, a really big effort, the 800 D.C. National Guardsmen that we'll put on, and much more if necessary. Much more. It's you remember I said I offered 10,000 once. Remember I said to a certain person who I thought always was highly overrated, not very competent.
Uh-oh.
But I said, if you need them, we'll give you 10,000 of the military or the National Guard. They turned me down. But if necessary, we're going to move.
Yeah.
service
Whatever
members
it
directly
takes.
to
Whatever it
join the
takes.
Guardsmen.
We have a country. We need to
And that'll
protect it.
take place very
Yep.
rapidly, and that'll
Yep,
be
yep,
done
yep,
in
yep, yep,
conjunction with
fact.
them and Pete and everybody else. Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, and most beautiful cities anywhere in the world. And we're going to make it that. We're going to make it safe. We're going to make it smart. We're going to make it beautiful.
Good
So
shit.
beautiful.
Every time,
Some of the
please.
buildings, we're going to add to it. You see what we've done at the White House. White House is a whole different building. I do that in my part-time because it's a natural instinct as a real estate person. I was very good at that, and I was very good at fixing things up. I like fixing
Yeah,
things up.
you're
Look, man,
by
you're
fixing
original.
things up, he means constructing a giant, fucking, ugly, expensive ballroom, $200 million
Every drug dealer
ballroom.
gets arrested.
Let's go.
Every
Renovated,
violent person
fixed.
goes
The
to
whole
jail.
place is becoming very beautiful.
It's
We're gonna be
literally that
adding a
simple.
magnificent ballroom, most beautiful ballroom I think anywhere. We
All
need
right,
it.
I don't care about the ballroom.
The most beautiful ballroom.
What about Jan 6? Someone says in chat.
A lot of you are standing
We
outside.
do care about the
fucking
ballroom.
life.
I've never
Oh
seen
my
a room like
God,
that.
these people
Which tells
suck.
me that you want to talk about.
Oh my God.
This is a DC news conference. It
Oh my
tells me
God.
that you want to talk about crime
Jan
in DC
6.
and beautification of DC, but I'm going to put that. That's easy. And I think, frankly, fixing the crime with the pros, fixing the crime is easy too. A person who I've known for a long time, and she's been incredible. She was a fantastic, one of the best ever district attorneys in New York. She was in Westchester, and became a judge, very successful judge.
All right.
And then she went into showbiz because she was such a good DA and such a good judge, tough judge, but fair, always fair. Nobody ever complained about that, but she was
I
tough.
doubt it, but okay.
And
All right.
because of that and her reputation, she went into showbiz. So a lot of people don't, they think of Janine as showbiz. Actually, showbiz was not her thing. And she did great. She was on, along with a couple of other of my friends, on the #1 show. And she did great, but this is what she loves doing. This is really her baby. What she's going to do is going to be incredible. And I'd like
Okay.
to speak for just a few seconds on
Putting away assholes.
what she has in mind, what
That's
she
the
wants to
dream.
do. We're going to be appointing some judges. We have some open spots, and we're going to take people because the judges are letting killers out. They just
True.
say,
Fucking
"Go.
yes.
That's okay. Don't worry
Exactly
about it."
true.
Yeah, man.
I just showed that.
Pam recommended.
They literally have
Todd
people
No,
on
you didn't.
camera beating the
some,
shit out of people, and then
judges
the
like
woke
Janine
judge
was
lets them
she's
out.
given me 3 great candidates already. We've got
Unacceptable.
10 open spots, and we could probably create some more. We need them. Janine, would you say a few words, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you, Madam Attorney General, and to all my partners
Oh,
here.
she's got that Karen
We all
voice.
want the same thing.
Yeah,
we
tell
all
us,
want
Karen.
a safe city. We want a safe capital.
When the Karens
we
are
want
on
to
the
be able
hood.
families here. We want to be able to come and enjoy the history that makes this place great.
Activate
and
the Karen.
unfortunately, we are not in that position right now. And Mr. President, I want to thank you for taking the step that we need right now to make criminals understand that they are not going to get away with it anymore.
Good.
And I'm not going to stand here and go over and over the cases. But what I can tell you is this. I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks
Youths.
who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and
They're
beat the
youths,
hell out of
guys.
you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle.
She has
but they
fatigue,
know
guys.
that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak.
And because
I
the
can't you if
judges
you're
let them
14,
out.
15, 16, 17 years
Oh
old
my
and you have a
God.
gun. I convict someone of shooting another person with an
my
illegal
God.
gun
Look,
on a
Trump is
public
looking
bus
around.
in the chest.
We activated the
I can
Karen.
do it. And you know
The
what
only
they're
fight a
doing?
bad Karen with a gun
Probation
is a
says you
good
should go to
Karen with a gun.
college. We need to go after the D.C. Council and their absurd laws. We need to get
Correct.
rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to
Based-
recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens.
She's
And
right.
it
She's
starts
right.
today.
Oh
But it's
my
not going to
God.
end today. Because the president is going to do everything we need to do to make sure that these emboldened criminals
He is
understand
regret
they
everything
see
right
you,
now. He's
watching
going to
you,
eat his
we're gonna
ass
change the law
if he
to
doesn't
catch
step
you.
up. Oh,
My
Lord.
final note is this. These kids understand that the jurisdiction is through the state attorney general, Brian Schwab. I did a poster of the young man from Doge who was beaten bloody with a
Dude,
severe concussion,
crazy.
a broken nose. And then I did
Big
a poster
balls.
of what happens to those kids because I can't arrest them, I can't prosecute them. They go to family court and they get to do yoga and arts and crafts.
Crazy.
Enough.
She's right.
Bitches
She's right.
Today.
Fuck
Thank
yeah,
you.
dude. Holy. She gave him a death stare. She is going beyond this shit. Release the Karen.
Some executive roles I'd like to have Will please come up and we'll.
Just don't let any dogs around her.
All right.
A short while ago in the Oval Office, President Trump signed 2 crucial executive actions to deal with the emergency crime conditions we currently face in the District of Columbia. The first of these was an executive order, as President Trump said before, invoking his powers under Section 40 of the Home Rule Act to take federal control of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department.
Based. They didn't
Along
do a
with
good
that
job.
Executive order, President Trump signed
Good.
statutorily required notification letters to Mayor Bowser and to the relevant House and Senate leaders.
Bowser.
The second major executive action that President Trump signed was a presidential memorandum directing the Secretary of Defense to utilize the National Guard to address the conditions we see on our streets here in D.C. It also authorized the Secretary of Defense to work with state governors to utilize their National Guard units if necessary as well. These are bold, decisive steps intended to combat the
I'll be
out-of-control
right back.
crime conditions we've seen on D.C. streets for far too long, and I, for one, am deeply proud to be part of an administration that's finally coming to terms with these issues.
Yeah, dude. Put him away. Put him
So,
away.
Just to conclude, Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, most beautiful
Yeah, should
places
be.
anywhere in the world. It was years ago. We had one problem that was a pretty big problem. The radical left got out of control and they started trying to rip down statues. And
Yeah.
I said, let's go pass a law real
True.
fast. Let's do it
Put up a
real
statue of
fast.
Big Balls
Blocked by the
immediately.
Democrats who do not want safety.
He's
Nobody
right.
gets it.
They want
I don't
terrorism.
get it.
He does. He's
Because they
completely
can't get
right.
votes. I don't know how they can win an election with this.
No, but
they
that's
want
how they get
safety.
votes,
And I
because
found
all
an
the
old
criminals will
statue,
vote for
very
them.
old, early 1900s.
They
that said if you
incentivize them to be crime
so much
criminals
as
and broke.
touch or even think about destroying a statue or a monument.
Yeah.
in
Jan 6 had
Washington,
none of this,
D.C.,
by the way,
you
in
go to
case you
jail
forgot.
For 10 years with no probation, no anything. In other words, slightly different than we have today. Today we have cashless bail. Today you get jailed 10 years. No curtailed sentence, 10 years. And we took it.
So I'm actually not sure what he's talking about here with the statues. He's either talking about Confederate monuments or the Andrew Jackson monuments. For those of you that don't know, Andrew Jackson was famously like super racist and genocidal. He killed a lot of Native Americans, and he was the architect of the Native American genocide. So yeah, understandably, leftists wanted those monuments taken down. I guess that's what he's talking about. But like, look, Andrew Jackson, genocidal war criminal.
Nobody used it. It was never used because it was harsh. And you remember they started to rip down the statue of Abraham
Also,
Lincoln.
what does that have to do with any of it? Once again, what the fuck does that have to do with any of this shit?
He was pretty good, Sam. I think he was pretty good.
He was pretty great.
When the rope started going around Abraham Lincoln to pull him down, Andrew Jackson, others, and they were heading to the
It was vandalism and terrorism. Like, literally put them in jail. I don't know why would...
Why would you group Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Jackson together like, oh yeah, they want to tear down the Lincoln Memorial too? Are you fucking stupid? What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody is doing that. Nobody wants to tear down the Lincoln Memorial, bro. And it's like he just throws that in there to make it sound ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, they want to remove the Andrew Jackson Memorial, but they also want to remove the Lincoln Memorial too. Like, no man. Lincoln freed enslaved people. Nobody wants to tear down his monuments. Andrew Jackson, on the other hand, did a genocide. That's it. My bad.
time.
Yeah, dude.
And I signed that statute immediately. We had it updated. We made it.
We will be replacing every George Floyd statue with big balls.
And I announced it's 10 years in jail, no probation, no anything, 10 years, no curtail sentence
Good.
if you touch so much as touch a statue in Washington, D.C. And it was an amazing sight, beautiful sight. Everybody just left.
Nux
The rope
Taco,
wrapping
you
around
gotta
Andrew
work
Jackson,
on your
the
material,
ropes
man.
around Abraham Lincoln, they left the rope.
Damn, bro.
Everybody just left, and that was the last problem we ever had. You know, that was the last problem that we ever had with the statues. They were going wild, and we. Somebody came to me and said, "Sir, in 1910, I don't want to give you an exact because you'll say Donald Trump gave us wrong dates around early on. You know, I'm
He's so
slightly
used to people doing this.
make you sound a little
Oh my
bad.
God.
So I won't put myself in that position. I won't put you in that position because I think everybody agrees with what we're doing today. But when I signed
Yep.
that thing, it was like
True.
a miracle.
And the
we were
Democrats
left.
are going to vote on the
We were
sides of the
done.
criminals, as they always do. As
Marched
they
down,
always
they
do.
started the march toward
Weird.
Thomas Jefferson, and I figured he was always going to be safe. But they found something with him, and they found something with Abraham Lincoln.
It's like they're canceling
And
these
even,
people after they
and then
die.
George
He
Washington
said the
in
N-word in
California,
1904.
numerous Places changed
Let's
the
kill
name.
him.
George Washington High School and various other places. They took George Washington's name. This was a sick, woke culture that I think we've largely ended. And a lot of those people
Yeah,
that were
he's
woke
right.
are now turning out to be
He's right.
the opposite. I won't go so far as to say MAGA. It's a very special category. But they've gotten out of that. But we have people that love this country, and they love this.
He's right.
This really beautiful
He's right.
capital. It is. I flew over it the other
Woke
day. and
is
I said,
dead.
What a beautiful place. But if there's crime all over the streets, when you get there, it doesn't look so beautiful. But we're going to make it beautiful again.
Based.
We're going to fix it with crime, and we're going to also.
We're bringing woke back. Okay, woke is gonna be alive again.
My experience from previous life. But not only are we stopping the crime, we're going to clean up the trash and the graffiti and the
Woke
grime
is alive on the
Man,
J-Star
not acceptable.
broadcast.
Not
and
acceptable.
all of the things they've done to hurt this city.
On all
telling
the
you.
fucking people
And
yelling
we're
and
gonna
screaming
restore
out
the city back
racism.
to the
You guys
tourism
suck.
capital
You are
that everybody
self-reporting.
wants. It's going to be something very special. All of these people are really tough. Could I shake your hand, Gaddy, please? You're going to be so important, dear. You're going to be, you're going to be that
All right,
guy. I
okay.
hope I don't have to fire him in 2 weeks because he's too soft.
Bro!
I don't think he's too
The
soft.
pressure's
But you will go.
crazy.
Is it okay if you?
Let me shake your hand. If you fuck up in 2 weeks, you're
There's
gone.
so many people. I will fire you so fast.
He's
You're not
like
gonna have to
joking,
worry
but he's
about
not
it. No, I
joking.
think you're going to do a fantastic job. And everybody in this room, they may not express it, but they all want that to happen. You know, they want to be safe and their families.
You're gonna be really racist. I can feel it. You're gonna get really racist with it. I can't wait.
In this room, so packed. In fact, I'm sure it's a violation of every fire code. But we'll let you stay anyway.
Where's
You're
the
taking a
Canadian?
chance. And with that, we'll say maybe if you could. Oh wow, we could be here all day long. If we could keep the first questions perhaps to this subject, and then we'll go on.
Good.
To
Oh my God. Thank God.
Please.
Mr. President, thank you so much. Can you talk about how personal of an issue this is? You talked about flying over the Washington Monument and seeing the pride of what D.C. is. And do you believe that the status of the city, the cleanliness, the way the crime is low, is a direct reflection on how the country is run?
Yeah, I do. I think the Capitol. Look, everyone comes here. They're all coming. All the leaders. They're all wanting to come. And I say it. I've said it again, but I'm really just quoting other leaders from NATO, from the Middle East,
Saudi
from
Arabia. America's the hottest
Qatar,
country. The hottest
UAE.
country.
I was over there. We brought back $5.1 trillion of investment into our country. But I was a month and a half
When
ago.
Biden was president, it was dead.
I think
It was
we put
dead.
up 5% instead of 2%. 2% they didn't pay. 5% is already paid. We had a great meeting, and they all said the same thing. They said our country was dead. They thought
Dead.
our country was gone.
Biden.
1 year ago, they said your country was dead.
Dead.
And now you have the
Hottest
hottest
country.
in the world. Country in the world right now.
The hottest
The
country.
tariffs have helped. It's given us not only the money,
dude.
billions, trillions of dollars.
He's so
but it's
consistent,
given
man.
us great power over enemies. We solved 5 wars. Pakistan and India with we just solved one. Azerbaijan and, as you know, and Armenia.
Yep.
The war was raging for 37 years, and the 2 leaders got up and they said, we never thought this would be solved. Russia tried to solve it. They all tried to solve it. It was a very tough situation, but we got it done. And I said to the 2
Yeah,
men,
he is the peace
I said, are you
president.
guys friends? And
So peaceful.
They've been killing each other.
Yeah, they're not friends.
And that's
It's
why
a
we
war
bombed
where, like, you guys
Iran.
Make friends? No.
Yeah,
they-
man.
what?
This war.
Bombs of peace on Iran. Am I right?
So they did, in the Congo and Rwanda.
Yeah.
That's been going on for 30 years.
5.5 million people were
18
killed.
million
ago.
people killed that they know of, but it was raging, and we got that solved. We got
Yeah,
a lot of them. It's a
insane.
great honor. But
And no one talks about
you
it, by
wanna
the way.
have, when they come, the leaders come to our country.
When they come.
Sign
They're gonna
documents that
come.
the war is over or whatever, or for other reasons. They come for trade. and you want them to come through so beautifully. You ride down those roads, everything should be perfect. You shouldn't have medians falling down into the roadway. Median, you know, the metal things that are always. Somebody had a great lobbyist, because I've never seen them look good. I've been looking at those things with the little, right? They're always smoking.
I don't know what he's talking
really
about.
bad. And we're going to either put new or fix it. And it's not expensive. It's not really expensive. And we're going to fix our roads a little bit. We're going to clean up our sidewalks. You have countries where every Saturday the people go out and they wash their sidewalks in front of their stores or their houses. They scrub their sidewalks. So we aren't quite at that level yet. I don't think, Gaddy, we're not quite there yet, but maybe we will. They go out and they scrub. I think it's so beautiful to hear that and to see those stories. But we're going to make it.
All right.
But just to finish with your question, it's a very, very strong reflection of our country.
He's right.
And
He's right. The
when they
capital
see
shouldn't look like a
bad
shithole. Come on, dude.
city, you know, my father always used to tell me, I had a wonderful father, very smart, and
Yep.
he used to say,
He gave me a
"Son,
small loan of $1 million.
when you walk into a restaurant and you see a dirty front door,
He's right.
don't go in.
He
He's
was
right.
$4
The place
million.
is gonna be a shithole.
The kitchen's
And it was
dirty.
his mom.
He's right.
Same thing.
Facts.
If our capital's dirty, our whole country is dirty, and they don't respect us. So it's a very good question.
Question for you on a specific issue. Do you expect more cities to follow DC's path if this goes
Oh,
through?
God,
So the idea
please,
that
yes.
Chicago, LA, San Francisco, would they expect similar action to what we've seen in DC? And the other question, sir. There's
My daddy wouldn't give me a loan, so I went to mommy at the party and she wrote me the check.
We're trying to clean up crime. How do they go hand in hand?
We're only looking at that. That's early, but you know, somebody reported it, which is fine. We're looking at it. Some people like it. Some people hate it. Some people hate the whole concept of
All right.
marijuana because if it does bad for the children, it does bad for people that are older than children. But we're looking at reclassification, and we'll make a determination over the next, I would say, over the next few weeks.
All right,
and
we'll see
that
what happens.
determination hopefully will be the right one.
We'll
Very
see.
complicated subject. You know, the subject of
It is.
marijuana. I've heard great things having to do with medical.
I think there's a
Having to
big
do with
difference
just about
between medical and
everything.
recreational.
Medical and,
I think medical should be
cocaine and
completely
various
legalized.
things. I've heard some pretty good things, but for other things, I've heard some pretty bad things. The other part of your question, I mean, we're just going to see what happens.
There is no difference. There is literally there's no physical difference. Okay, weed is weed, man. And yes, it has medical applications. It has, it has other applications as well. People use it recreationally. What the fuck is the problem? Okay, you go home, you can drink a beer, but you can't smoke a joint? What the hell? Why? Why? It's a free country. It's a free fucking country. What's up with all the scheduled substances? Like, I don't know. I'm going on a rant right now, but anyway, the problem is that when you when you draw this distinction between recreational and medical marijuana, you're just making it more difficult for people who need it for medical reasons to get it. And that we're not talking about a small number of people, okay? People with arthritis heavily benefit from using marijuana. They should be able to easily obtain it. It's also, like, so cheap to manufacture. It's so fucking cheap to just grow weed. Just grows out of the fucking ground. Like, anyway, let's just keep going. Who cares?
But it should definitely be banned from public spaces.
This. They're all watching, just like everyone's watching here.
True.
They're all watching.
I'm watching.
Ooh, it's smelly. Oh.
Yeah, no, they won't.
Do this and
They
get rid
won't.
of
They will not do
thing,
anything.
All of the things that caused the problem. I mean, if you go back, this whole thing with cashless bail,
Fucking Ron DeSantis.
So many problems came that we never had.
Oh, I hate the way it smells.
And
Oh.
if they don't learn their lesson, if
They won't.
have-
You absolutely have to
it's
step
gonna
in.
be
It's all the blue cities. It's all the blue cities.
It's a question of will it be really fast?
New York,
Borders.
Baltimore, LA,
Like I said,
fix
we
these
used to
places.
say,
Baltimore.
Come on.
Legislation.
They're killing
It's
it.
pronounced Baltimore.
I called up our people, and we did a great job. Tom Homan was great.
Yep.
As you know, our secretary did a great job. They did a great job. There's no games. They didn't play games. And we're going to have the same thing here. But then I'm going to look at New York in a little while. Let's do this. We'll do this together. Let's see.
Yes.
And if we need to,
Based.
we're going to do the same thing in
Everywhere.
Chicago.
Dude, this would save the country.
Disaster.
This would unironically save the country.
He's an incompetent man, and we have an incompetent governor there. Pritzker's an incompetent. His family threw him out of the business. He went governor,
Oh
and now
my
I understand
God.
he wants to be president.
I hate this motherfucker, dude. I hate him.
He's a gross incompetent guy, thrown out of the family business.
Yeah, you know what would save this country? An authoritarian police state. Yeah, that would save the country in every city. Let's
He
go.
fat, he Islam.
Let's go.
He's stupid.
LA. If we didn't go to LA
His own mama don't
3
like
months
him.
ago, LA would be burning like the part that
What
didn't
did he
burn.
say?
But Pritzker's a gross incompetent guy, thrown out of the family business. But when I look at
He fat, he Islam.
when I look at
He's stupid.
LA, if we didn't go to LA
His own mama don't
3
like
months
him.
ago, LA would be burning like the part that didn't burn. If he would have allowed the water to come down, which
I
told him
thought
a
he
lot of
said
the
something
Christians,
else.
You're gonna have problems. Let it come down. We actually sent in our military to have the water come down into LA. They still didn't want it to come down after the fires.
True.
But that was it. We have it coming down.
I remember.
I hope LA's
Yep.
watching. burning. That mayor also. The city's burning. They lost like 25,000 homes. I went there the day
yeah,
after the fire.
he's right.
You were there, and I saw people standing in front of a burned down home. It was their homes were incinerated. They weren't
Yeah,
like
because these
even the
fucking
steel
retards
was
wanted to protect the
literally-
smelt fish. They let
it
them
was
burn.
all
They let the
literally
city burn down.
because of the winds and the flame and the whole thing, like a blowtorch. They were standing on this beautiful day, maybe a couple of days after. We gave it a little time because what they had suffered, almost 25,000 homes. And you see what's happening now. They didn't give their permits. I went to a town hall meeting. I said, we're going to get you the federal permits, which are much harder. Almost immediately. Lee Zeldin is a star. He did an incredible job. They have all their federal permits. They don't have their city permits. And the mayor said to me, we think
Unreal.
we could have them in 2 years.
2
I was
years, I remember
walking down
that.
the street, and I met with firemen and police. And I was saying hello to many people that were standing in front of their homes with yellow tape. You can't go in.
And then they
You
said
can't
in
go
2
into the
years
lot.
we could get this fixed
And those
up.
people wanted to start rebuilding the homes.
Fuck,
and then
man.
in there, and the mayor said, we
No,
should
you're
be able
not
to
allowed
get
to
the
rebuild your own
permits in 2
house,
years. I said, that's a
says the
shame.
mayor.
Because they're just gonna fucking burn down again, man. Like, these. You wonder why all of these, once in a lifetime wildfires keep popping up every year. It's because of fucking climate change, okay? And climate change ain't going anywhere, so this is going to keep happening, okay? Don't build a home in California. You probably shouldn't do it. It depends on the area, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm not not an expert on this. But yeah, anyway, it's not crazy to stop people from building homes if it's in an area that is prone to be on fire next year, okay? Like these wildfires, they aren't going to stop happening. The solution isn't to keep dumping water on them and putting them out. The solution is to stop changing the climate, okay? That's it. That's it. We just need to stop doing that. This administration doesn't want to do that. They want to keep the fossil fuels. Oh, we need to get the fossil fuels to sell it to other people. It's like, dude, I don't. Nobody fucking cares about the money. Okay, no American actually gives a fuck. We don't see any of the profits or even the revenue of these big oil companies. We don't get any of that money. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't affect us. Like, it's their money, okay? We need reliable transportation, sure, and our car-based infrastructure has failed to do that. And it has failed to not destroy the climate. So it's both destroying the climate and it's just kind of a sucky way to get around, okay? I don't know. What else is there to say? What else is there to say, man?
2 years, and she grew up that, well, maybe 1 year. The place was booing her out of the place. They don't have their permits to build their homes. And now they're talking about putting, this is among the most beautiful areas was in the country. Now they're talking about putting low-income housing.
Insane.
Can you believe this? I love low-income housing. I made money with low-income housing. I built low-income housing. I know more about low-income.
Yes, and never. Well, no, he's actually wrong. He's actually wrong about this. He didn't build any low-income housing that I'm aware of. Actually, maybe in New York, maybe, but I mean, come on, is any housing in New York really low-income housing? I don't think so. But anyway, Trump was born into a slum dynasty. Okay, his father owned many slums in New Jersey, and that's where they got their money. Okay, Trump had bigger aspirations. He wanted to get into the big boys club, the big boy real estate club. Okay, so he moved to New York, and he started building shit there. He started buying property there. That's it. So I don't know, to say that like he has gone out of his way to like build low income housing. You're just fucking lying. You're lying.
Everything real estate.
That was his thing.
They want to replace some of the
everything real estate.
They haven't gotten their permits.
Everything's
yet. We've
computer.
gotten all the federal permits, which are much tougher to get, and it was done almost immediately through Lee Zeldin and Federal Environmental.
Wow,
The other day,
everything's
they were angry.
computer.
Tremendous-
As they should be.
They love that area. They love the whole big area, different places, but they loved it. It was all luxury stuff and beautiful stuff, and some wasn't that luxury, but the level of love for that neighborhood, their neighborhoods was incredible. And you know what? I watch people on television. They want to go. They want to leave. They've lost their spirit. They've lost their heart because the mayor's incompetent, and Gavin Newsom is incompetent. Got a good line of bullshit, but that's about it. He's incompetent.
Oh, he's right. He's literally right though.
You know, it's
Gavin
awful.
Newsom is
And I called,
useless.
first thing I did, I got the Olympics to go there. I was the one that got it. And by a rare thing that happened, I'll be the president. I was very upset because I got the Olympics there, and I said I won't be president when it comes, but bad things happened. And
I can't wait for that. It's gonna be, I have a feeling, and I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong, honestly. Half the shit I say, I'm like secretly hoping that I'm wrong, and I never am. Okay, but anyway, it's probably gonna be a shit show. the Olympics in 2028. I think they're hosting the Summer Olympics there in California, right? 2028 summer. Yeah, it's gonna come on, it's gonna be a shit show, and they're gonna blame it on the woke government or whatever. That's what they're gonna do. Okay, I'm calling it now. 3 years.
Now it turns out one good
3 years from now.
President for the Olympics for 2050, for 250, which is fantastic, and also for
I will
the
be
World Cup.
president every 4 years until 2050.
250 is going to be 250th
You'll
anniversary
see.
is going to be the best. But when I looked at those people and I saw it last night on television that they still don't have their permits, it's a disgrace what's happened in us.
Thank you. The China tariff deadline is tonight, but do you plan to extend that?
We'll see what happens. China's been, we've been dealing very nicely with China, as you probably have heard. They have tremendous tariffs that they're paying to the United States of America, and we'll see what happens. They've been dealing quite nicely. The relationship is very good with President Xi and myself.
Yeah, we love each other, guys. That's why I bullied the shit out of him.
President,
Yeah.
tell us what you hope to get out of that and whether you consider inviting President Zelensky to join.
So you have to understand, this is a war that should have never happened.
Never would happen to my
It wouldn't
president.
have happened if I were president. It would have never happened. It was
Every
the apple of his
time.
eye. I got along very well with President Putin. But if you look, under President Bush, they took a lot of territory. Under President Obama, they took a lot of territory.
True,
Under
true.
Biden, they essentially took the whole thing.
True.
It's just a question of time.
Yeah, Biden said they could do a
Under
little
Trump, you know,
incursion.
they-
Fuck,
nothing.
dude. Under Trump.
I was the one that
Hey, Trump
you can't
jutsu.
build your pipeline that was half built. I came in.
I
stopped
came
the
in with my
pipeline.
big
It's called
orange balls.
Nord Stream 2. Nobody knows that. You know, nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2. You might have not even heard. Biggest pipeline in the world. I stopped it. I was not a friend of Russia, but I got along well with Putin. It's always good to get along with other countries if possible. But
He's
that
right.
doesn't mean you're
He's right. Keep your friends
you roll
close.
over
Keep
like
your
Biden
enemies
did.
closer.
Biden came in and he immediately approved the pipeline. I couldn't believe it. Then they say Trump wasn't tough on Russia. I wasn't tough. I was the toughest. Putin said, if you're not tough, I would hate like hell to see you. I stopped the biggest economic development job, the biggest job that Russia had ever built. I stopped it. It was dead. And this
It's crazy how he still
low
needs to
IQ
defend.
president came in and he let them build the pipeline and supply oil and gas all over Europe. You know.
He still needs
So
to defend the
this is
Russia
really
collusion,
appealing.
and it was all a fraud.
And President Putin
Crazy.
invited me to get involved. He wants to get involved. I believe he wants to get it over with. Now I've said that a few times.
Yeah, he has.
And I've been
I was about to say
disappointed
that.
because I'd have like a great call with him, and then missiles would be lobbed into Kiev or some other place, and you'd have 60 people laying on a road dying. I said, that's cold. That's cold. But
Damn.
it's a violent war. 5,000 to 7,000 people a week are dying.
That's insane.
And you know, there's nobody from here. They're all Russian and Ukrainian people, and some people from the cities. Much smaller number, but still, those missiles do damage and they kill a lot of people. But mostly soldiers, and they're young soldiers.
Tragic.
Although in the case of Ukraine, they're getting much older. They're drafting 60-year-olds.
Bro.
It's a terrible thing to witness, and I think
They fucked their country.
This is
Ukraine is
Joe
fucked.
Biden's war. This is not my war. I made a deal with NATO a month ago. You covered it very accurately. Actually, we don't pay anything anymore. You know, we're not paying anything. They are buying things from us. I got it raised from 2%
Nice.
of GDP to 5%, and they're paying us for everything that we send. We're not paying. But Biden approved $350 billion. Europe has spent 100.
Hot take. We need to get out of NATO.
Money that's
We need to
been
get out of the
spent on
UN.
Is incredible. It's the worst thing
That's a
happened,
shithole.
by far the worst that's happened since World War II. So I'm going in to speak to Vladimir Putin. And
Vladimir,
I'm telling him, you gotta end this war. You gotta
Stop
end it.
shooting missiles.
And he wasn't going to mess with me. He
Nope.
Yeah,
Keep it,
that's
Vladimir.
never gonna happen,
Get you
by
a
the
We
way.
had a discussion about one.
NATO is a big moneymaker for America. Okay, we're never gonna get out of that. The UN, maybe, and I don't know. I'm not even totally opposed to that. The UN is kind of useless, but NATO,
It'll be like
never
nothing
gonna
ever
happen,
happened.
bro. Never gonna happen.
The election was
Not even with Trump.
Biden took office, which was
Shit was rigged. God, we need evidence on that, bro.
bad things.
I mean, I don't know. Trump has, been molesting the money lately, but I don't think he'll do that. Pull us out of NATO. It's fucking crazy.
But I thought it
Yeah.
was very respectful that the president of Russia is coming to our country as opposed to us going to his country or even a third party place. But I think we'll have constructive conversations. Then after that meeting, immediately, maybe as I'm flying out, maybe as I'm leaving the room, I'll be calling the European leaders who I get along with very well.
Sure,
And,
sure.
great
No one wants to
relationship.
cross
We're
this
all-
guy. He'll raise their tariffs. Who
get
has to get along with him?
Zelensky, But, you know,
Oh
I
my
disagree with what
God.
he's done. Very, very severely disagree. This is a war that should have never happened. Wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't happen if I was president.
But I'll be speaking to Zelensky. The next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or
Oh,
Zelensky
shit.
and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need. But I
All
want
right.
to have a meeting set up between the two leaders. I was a little bothered by the fact that Zelensky was saying, well, I have to get constitutional approval. I mean, he's got approval to go into war and kill everybody,
Yeah,
but
crazy.
he needs approval to
Oh
do
my
a
God,
land
dude.
swap.
Now Zelensky
Because
needs
there'll be
constitutional
some
approval?
Land swapping.
He
going
stopped
on. You know
elections
that
in his
through
country, but now he needs
Russia and through
constitutional approval?
conversations with everybody. To the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff. Well, both. There's good and there's bad. But it's very complex because you have lines that are very uneven. And there'll be some swapping. There'll be some changes in land. And the word that they will use is, they make changes. They're
Yep.
going to change the lines, the battle lines. Russia's occupied a big portion of Ukraine. They've
Yep.
occupied some very prime territory. We're going to try and get some of that territory back.
But not all of it, because they
They've
would
taken
never
some
agree to
very
that.
prime territory.
That's
They've
life.
taken largely,
A lot of people are bitches on the
ocean-
left about this.
in real estate,
You
it's
should
called
get
ocean
everything back,
property.
bro.
always
That's
the
not
most
going to
valuable
happen.
property. If you're on a lake, a river, or an ocean, it's always the best.
It could have happened.
Ukraine, a lot of people don't know that.
It could have. And, I'll say this. Look, I say this shit all the time. Okay, the Biden admin, they could have done something about this. It would have been but they wouldn't come to the table with Russia. They just wouldn't. and they could have gotten a much better deal than what they're going to get now. So
It was largely 1,000 miles of ocean. It's gone. Other than one small
Thanks, Byron.
area, Odessa. It's a small area. There's just a little bit of water left. So I'm going to go and see the parameters. Now, I may leave and say, good luck, and that'll be the end. I may say this is not going to be settled. I mean, there are those that believe that Putin wanted all of Ukraine. I happen to be one of them, by the way.
Yeah, I think so.
I think if it weren't
It's the apple of his eye.
talking to anybody else right now. But I'm going to meet with him. We're going to see what the parameters are. I'm then going to call up President Zelensky and the European leaders right after the meeting. Yeah. And I'm going to tell them what kind of a deal. I'm not going to make a deal. It's not up to me to make a deal. I think a deal should be made for both. I think Russia has to get back into building their country. It's a massive country. I think they have 11 time zones, if you can believe it. It's a massive, it's by far, from the standpoint of land, it's by far the largest.
Yep.
They have tremendous potential in Russia to do well. They're not doing well. Their economy is not doing well right now because
Communism.
it's been very well disturbed.
Communism.
It doesn't help when the president of the United States tells their largest oil buyer that
Yeah,
he's
man.
putting a 50% tariff on you.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it
Russia
doesn't
is
help when
so
he's literally
communist.
doing tariff warfare with these guys.
He wasn't so tough. Nobody else would have done that.
It's
And I had to stop
crazy.
there. I mean, look, I was all set to do things far bigger than that, but I got a call that they'd like to meet, and I'm going to see what they want to meet about. I'd like to see a ceasefire. I'd like to see the best deal that could be made for both parties. You know, it takes two to tango, right?
Yep,
So
true.
ultimately, I'll have a meeting next week. I had a great relationship with him, considering the fact that, you know, I was not nice to him because of the pipeline. I ended the pipeline. I also gave the javelins. You know, do you ever hear of a javelin?
Yeah, we all heard of the
They're
javelins.
Tank buster. They say that Obama gave them sheets and I gave them javelins. If it weren't for me, all those tanks that were destroyed at the first days of the war because the tanks got stuck in the mud, some commander made a better. You know, they would have been in Kiev in 4 hours going down the highway. But a Russian general made a brilliant decision to go through the farmland instead, and they just had torrential rains, and the rains were so bad, and it was mud. And
It's
those tanks
crazy
got
how
stuck in
much
mud.
he knows
I don't know
on
who that
every single
general
topic.
Is, but knowing
It's
Vladimir,
insane.
He's probably not around any longer because all those tanks were stuck in the mud, and they went along with the javelins.
Like, his
I gave the
detailed,
javelins.
like,
You know,
analysis is
I gave him
crazy.
javelins. They gave him sheets. But I'm going to meet with President.
I don't remember
Putin
Biden doing anything like this. You guys remember that?
What he has in mind, and if it's a fair deal, I'll reveal
Okay,
it to the European
okay,
Union
man.
leaders and to the NATO leaders, and also to President.
At least like Biden was like in between the gaps, he was actually making coherent statements. Okay, Trump just like yaps. Okay, and it sounds like he's saying something, but he's either lying or he's confused. It's one of the two. Okay, he's either lying or he's confused every time. Pretty much everything he says. It's either confusion or a lie.
Or I may say we can make a deal. I will tell you this. I've seen a poll coming out of Ukraine. 88% of the people would like to see a deal made.
Uh-oh.
And if you
Not
hear,
good, bro.
everybody was
Come on,
gung-ho for
dude.
war. You know, everybody's gung-ho for war until you have it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing.
Yeah, war
I had
sucks.
it with a couple of countries where I couldn't get a deal done.
True.
With one particular country, and I just couldn't. The guy's great. He's a friend of mine.
War is bad.
I couldn't get the deal done.
Yeah, that's a hot take. That's a hot take,
You know what
man.
I'm talking about. First term, and it was nasty. Guys being killed all over the place. And he went through 1 week of war, and I was able to get the deal done. He said, "This is nasty."
Yeah, war
Desperate.
sucks.
Just on what you were saying. First of all, Volodymyr Zelensky is not invited on Friday.
So brave.
Wasn't part of it. I would say he could go, but he's gone to a lot of meetings. You know, he's been there for 3.5 years. Nothing happened. I mean, do you want somebody that's been doing this for 3.5 years?
Makes a good
What's
point.
the definition of a good deal? I'll tell you after I hear what the deal is. Because there could be many definitions. You know, you're talking about a very large and complex situation. I tell you, the war that I just settled with Azerbaijan and with, as you know, and Armenia was almost as complex as this one, having to do with routes.
What's the meeting on Friday with Vladimir?
Well, we're going to have a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and at the end of that meeting, probably the first 2 minutes, I'll know exactly whether or not.
I really am hoping for peace.
That's what I do. I make deals.
Big deals. Dude, the media's so insufferable. How are you going to know, Mr. President?
One about China, one about Russia. If I could, on China, your administration agreed to send the most advanced or advanced NVIDIA and AMD chips.
No,
to,
obsolete. No.
Obsolete. And then 15% of the
I mean
profits.
the 20s. No. This is an old chip that China already has, and I deal with Jensen, who's a great guy, and NVIDIA. The chip that we're talking about, the H20, it's an old chip. China already has it in a different form, different name, but they have it. Or they have a combination of two will make up for it, and even then some.
All right.
Now Jensen's a very brilliant guy, and Jensen also has a new chip, the Blackwell. Do you know what the Blackwell is? The Blackwell is super duper advanced.
Dude,
I'd like
how
to
does he
deal with
fucking
that.
know this?
Although
How does he know all
it's
this shit?
possible I'd make a deal,
Because
somewhat
he's the president and they brief him.
Blackwell. In other words, take 30% to 50%.
No, he doesn't sleep. He golfs. He's had like fucking 400 rounds of golf or some
That's
shit
the
already.
The greatest in the world. Nobody has it. They won't have it for 5 years. But the
Eat chip,
absolute, you know, it's one of
incredibly
those things, but it
stale,
still has a market.
bad for dipping.
So I said, listen, I want 20% if I'm going to prove this for you, for the country, for our country, for the U.S. I don't want it myself. You know, every time I say like 747, I want, yeah, for the Air Force. So I just want it for the country. I only care about the country. I don't care about myself. And
all right, let's. All right, dude. Okay, come on, bro. All right, dude.
So he's selling a
Sure.
same old chip that Huawei has a similar chip, a chip that does the same thing. And I said, good, if I'm going to give it to you, because they have a, they have a stopper, what we call a stopper. I'm not allowed to do it. It's really known as a restrictive covenant. And I said, if I'm going to do that, I want you to pay us as a country something, because I'm giving you a release. I released them only from the H20. Now, on the Blackwell, I think he's coming to see me again about that. But that will be a unenhanced version of the big one. Like, I don't know if you know it, but we will sometimes sell fighter jets to a country and we'll give them 20% less than we have. You know what I mean, right? That's just it.
So on Russia, do you see a time, Mr. President, when there could be normal trade between the U.S. and Russia? Should your meeting go well? Should there be peace?
I do. Russia has a very valuable piece of land. If Vladimir Putin would go toward business instead of toward war, you know, it's a warring nation.
Yep.
That's what they do. They fight a lot of wars. A friend of mine
Oh,
said
God,
this
he's
is
being
tough
racist,
because
guys.
they keep fighting. They beat Hitler, so did we. And
Huh?
they beat Napoleon. You know, they've been doing this for a long time.
Huh?
Those are both defensive wars. They don't like do a.
Huh? That nobody's saying that statement was racist. The fuck. Anyway, it's ironic that the president of America is saying that Russia is a warring nation. Are you fucking? Are you serious? Are you serious? Look, I don't know. Like, what has Russia done? What have they done? You got Ukraine. Okay, what else? Kabul. What else? The Baltic. But like, what else is there? Okay, I could go on and on about America. Like every country in South America, like every country in the Middle East. Okay, we're everywhere. We're starting conflicts everywhere. Russia is just dropping the bucket, relatively. What the fuck are we talking about, man?
Like, and some people don't like. Viktor Orban, right, from Hungary.
Yeah, he's been cooking. He's good, from what I understand.
And he's in that same area and knows the two countries very well. I said, this was before Biden didn't do anything to get us out of it. He could have gotten us out of that. It would have never happened.
Never would
I
happen.
said, so can Russia be beaten by Ukraine? He looked at me like, what a stupid question. He said, Russia's a massive country.
He's right.
And
Ukraine can never win this war.
Country,
that's why I think it needs to end as soon as
They
possible.
fight wars. That's what they do.
Russia.
I wouldn't say never. Okay, Vietnam, like, yeah, Russia is a big country, Ukraine is a small country. What? Okay, so what about Vietnam? What happened there?
I know.
No way Ukraine is winning.
Beat you with trade.
That's reality.
Russia beat you with war.
Okay.
It's a very interesting statement. China's not beating us with trade. Not when I'm in charge. But they were beating Biden with trade, but they never beat us with trade. Don't forget, China had to pay $400 billion worth of tariffs when I was last time. That was last time. And if we didn't have COVID, all of this stuff we would be loaded. We're finding hundreds of billions of dollars of cash is pouring into our country now because of tariffs. And all we're doing is we're doing what they do to us. It's so beautiful to see it. They found last month, they just saw $25 billion of excess cash flow. They're saying, where did it come from? I said, I'll tell you where it came from. It came from a place called tariffs.
Yep.
And we're doing very well.
Yep.
We're really doing
Turns
well.
out when you charge people money, you make money. Crazy.
I think it'll be good, but it might be bad. And I'm here for one reason: to get rid of a war that somebody else started. Should have never happened.
But who is he charging the money to? Okay. He's charging the foreign country. Wrong. Tariffs are a tax that the company that imports the product pays when they cross the border. That's when they pay it. That's why it gets passed on to the taxpayer. We're talking about money that the taxpayers are paying.
Never would have happened if I was
not these foreign governments.
A lot of bad blood. But
on both sides.
Zelensky's been there for 3.5 years. So
if
you put him in a room, now I will say this: ultimately, I'm going to put the two of them in a room. I'll be there or I won't be there, and I think.
And they'll beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, please do.
Trial by combat.
Excuse me, I'm going to suggest because do you have any other questions on DC? Because I don't want them to be. Wait. These are incredible people. I don't want them to be standing up here on subjects. Does anybody have a question of them? And then you guys can leave.
Nice.
Okay,
Drew.
A question.
Damn,
Brian.
they're going nutty.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right.
And by the way, this is only on DC, and then they're going to leave because it's unfair to have them stand up here all day.
You're right. He's cooking. He's right, though.
First, about DC. This is personal for me as well. Last year, I was robbed on the streets by one of these teenage thugs.
A youth.
Had a gun, got away with it.
The youth got him.
Let's talk about the effort that between law enforcement, prosecutors, and judges, because it's a
Yes! Oh my God, yes!
These kids go, they don't fear the police.
The judges
They
just
go
let
and
them back on the
talk about how we
street.
Get these judges and put these kids behind bars. Right. Adult
Oh
crimes,
my God, cook.
deserve adult penalties. And my second question, I'll have you answer that.
You want me to answer it?
Whoever it was.
Oh!
Do you want me to answer it?
Oh, she just came running in.
Here's assuming that they're 17 years, or only 17 years old, I can get the case. If they're under 18 years of age, I can only get the case if it's murder, rob one, rape, even if they shoot a gun but don't kill you, I can't get it. So the law has to be changed. As the president said, cashless battle. That has to be changed. All right, then
Bro,
even assuming I get the case, I get jurisdiction, I get a conviction, the DC Council has given the judges the ability to give probation on shootings. And so then it's up to them. All of these things, the Youth Rehabilitation Incarceration Reduction Act, and now they want to seal records. So if we work hard and we get a conviction, they want to wipe it out. So that needs all to be changed.
Okay,
That's
Mr.
all.
President.
Bro, she just barreled in there and was like, yeah, we're changing these laws. Fuck these
Back to
people.
that topic. Let's be clear, though. We're going to charge them, and we're going to track every
Good.
single thing they
Good.
do
Good.
throughout every
Good.
step of the court process. And
Yeah.
report back to you and let all of you know what's happening to them. Because the people who are prosecuting them, the judges who are trying them, they also need to be held accountable.
Mr. President, this is the most people we've ever seen in this briefing.
I've never seen
ever, right?
I've never seen any. Where's Caroline? Where's my superstar? Caroline. Is Caroline in the back? Where's Caroline?
Dude, it's crazy how
Come here,
likable he
Caroline.
is.
Come here, Caroline.
I feel like if not for the Epstein files, he
Is
would
she
be
doing a good job? By
a
the way? Come
legend.
here. Is this the largest crowd that you've ever seen?
This is definitely the most packed briefing, and I think all of you would agree. I think it's why we need to build a ballroom.
She knows what to say. She knows what to say.
All right, Brian, go ahead.
You're building the big, beautiful ballroom. Could we?
But now I too live in poverty. Man, why do you live in poverty now? What happened? What happened? Why didn't you pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, this comment is that is so fucking funny, dude. Yeah, I just so happen to be in poverty now, right after all of these layoffs and layoffs in federal agencies, and I like can't find a job, and anyway, that's why I'm a Republican, and I support the president. That's why. That's why.
A big, beautiful briefing room. Technology,
No,
more seats.
I don't want you to be comfortable.
Base! Yeah! Let those reporters.
No, I don't want to make you
back there.
comfortable.
Yeah, let him sweat, bro.
So look. Let's do this.
No pause.
It's going to be a big thing. We're going to Russia. That's going to be a big deal.
Suffer out
what
there,
happens,
motherfuckers.
happens. I'll let you know what happens. You'll be the first to know. I'll be calling the European leaders. I'm going.
They won't be the first to know. He's gonna tell Twitter. This is gonna be a tweet.
And they want to get back. Honestly, as one of them said, I've OD'd on trying to settle Ukraine. They've OD'd.
We are making a big, beautiful goon
Not a
cave.
nice expression, but boy, is it accurate. They're tired of it. They want to get back to spending money on their countries. You know, Biden gave them $350 billion.
True.
Europe gave $100 billion. It should be.
He's right.
much
He's
more than
right.
that. Should
Dude,
have been
I
that.
don't know,
Should have
man.
had
He's been
equalization.
fucking. He really has.
But you know what? Still a lot of money. They want to get back to building their own countries. They really want it resolved. My relationship with the European leaders, as you saw, is extremely good.
Yeah,
I think
because
it's-
you're bullying them with tariffs,
it's
which is
perfect.
based, by the way.
Wait. And we're going to try. I'll be in touch with them. I have 5 of them call me. You think it's easy? There are a lot of European leaders, but they rely on me. Very much rely on me. If it wasn't for me, this thing would never get solved until the last person breathing is dead.
Damn.
I'm talking to them right now. So I'm talking to the European leaders. I'll be talking to President Zelensky. I'm going to get everybody's ideas. I go into that thing fully loaded right up there, and we're going to see what happens. Now, I think one of two things is going to happen. Could be a
Yeah,
good
either
meeting.
there'll be
We'll go
peace
step
or there will
further.
be
We'll get
war.
it done. I'd like to see a ceasefire very,
damn.
very quickly. Very quick. I'd like to see it immediately, but I'd like to see it very quickly. And we're going to be dealing with the European leaders, and we're going to be dealing with President Zelensky, and hopefully we're going to have a great success. As far as this, what we did today, and I think you were here for D.C. more so than even Russia, because Russia will be
Another time.
We have a couple of days to go.
Another time.
But the Russia is going to be very interesting. But to me, what is very exciting, we're going to take back our capital. We're going to make it beautiful again, but we're going to make it, more importantly, safe again. It's going to be so safe. It's going to be a model.
Based.
And then we'll look at
Good.
other cities also. But other cities are studying what we're doing.
I hope so.
You have some capable people.
We
in
gotta
other
fix this
cities. They
shit.
can do it too.
I don't know.
But
I
we
did
have a
that
great
Baltimore
group
deep dive.
of
I got scarred.
We're going to have a safe, beautiful capital, and it's going to happen very quickly.
They killed
Thank
Ted
you all.
X.
Thank you all very much.
All right. Oh my God! They're yelling Epstein after him on the way out. Did you hear that?
Tomorrow we'll have another.
Bro, they're screaming Epstein! Epstein! Oh my God, dude! Diabolical! Oh my Lord! Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely want to release the Epstein files. I made 4 videos on it. Absolutely. But oh my God, it's like it's the bullet in the chamber because everything else is just slipping right off of him. Oh my Lord! By the way.
Yeah, you made 4 videos on it. You've made like 100 videos about motherfucking Hassan and his orbiters, his brigade or whatever. Dude, you don't fucking care about the Epstein files. Make more videos about it then. Make more fucking videos about it. If you really care about the fucking illicit pedophile ring at the behest of our government. Ugh. So gross,
If you
dude.
want to see a great tweet to wrap up the video, this is a tweet. Once we put body cams on cops, they'll reveal how racist and abusive they are. What the body cams actually reveal. A violent youth, of potentially white youth, attacking a police officer, right? And then you have retard numero uno over here on Twitter saying this is racism and abuse. He had a gun and she didn't. She was having a psychotic episode. People having psychotic episodes do not deserve to be murdered. And now, you ready for my incredibly hot take? If someone is trying to kill you, fucking kill them first. The end. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. I just wanted to wrap up with something cancelable. But this was fucking fire. This was a really good speech. A really good briefing. I absolutely... Is that a knife in her hand? Yeah, I think it is. I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, want peace. I absolutely want peace. I absolutely want these cities to be crime-free. And the way you do it is by arresting criminals. And the way you do it is by getting these woke judges to get the fuck out of office. They are ruining our country. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Definitely subscribe. Let's up those numbers. We will cover everything interesting.
So peaceful. So peaceful. The president of peace strikes again.